Have you ever been innocently browsing the internet and suddenly been slapped in the face with a TEMU advertisement? Have you ever seen that TEMU advertisement and wondered, I wonder if I could build a really cool pedal board using only items from TEMU for under $200? Well, guess what? Neither have I. But when TEMU reached out to me and asked me if they could sponsor a video here on the channel, I needed to come up with a way that I could take their money. So today, we're gonna build a pedal board for under $200 using only items from TEMU. Let's do it! Alright guys, hope you're doing great out there today. If this is your first time here at my channel, my name is Kyle, and what I do is I take all sorts of awesome hiking related guitar equipment, record it with a simple setup, and I give you the unprocessed audio on your end. So if you're into East End or thrash riffs, dropsy hardcore riffs, and dudes that constantly pick at their cuticles, you're in the right place. Consider hitting the like button and subscribing on your way out so you don't miss any more of my stuff. Thanks! Alright guys, so today, as I mentioned in the intro of this video, we are going to be building a pedal board using only items from TEMU. Now, most of you guys are probably familiar with TEMU at this point, but if you are not, TEMU is basically a seller platform very similar to something like Amazon. And you can find a lot of really similar stuff on TEMU. And the main difference really is that TEMU charges a little bit less in order for sellers to list their stuff on their website, so you tend to get the products for cheaper. So the premise of this video was TEMU gave me a $200 shopping budget. I got to pick out $200 worth of stuff on their website and then share the experience and the items with you guys. So that's what I'm doing. I went with a pedal board build because I kind of figured we would be able to put something at least relatively usable together for that $200 or less price range. I definitely could have gotten a guitar, possibly some other stuff too, honestly, so if you guys are interested in seeing that in the future, let me know. And that is granted, TEMU still wants to work with me after this video. So, part of the requirements from TEMU for sponsoring this video are that I touch on a couple talking points. They asked that I tell you a couple of things specifically. Free shipping on items shipped from TEMU and free returns for up to 90 days. Number 2, you get a $5 credit for late delivery. TEMU also requested that for the call to action, I tell you to download the TEMU app through the link in the description of this video and to display my unique code for you right here. And that code is for a $100 coupon bundle. I'm honestly not sure what that means, but check it out if you feel so inclined. And then finally, if you guys are interested in any of the items that I'm gonna check out in the video, links to all those items will be down below in the description. Thanks! So, I do have the items here in front of me. It honestly only took, I think, 4 or 5 days for me to get the items after the order was placed, so the shipping time isn't that bad. I will say the shopping experience was a little less than ideal just because the search engine on their site I just don't think is totally refined yet, so trying to find certain items was a little bit difficult. If you got like too specific with your search terms, it would bring up not at all what you were looking for, so you kind of had to search in like broad terms, but I ended up finding everything that it was that I was looking for within reason. Say woof, woof. And another thing was that it seems like the products are very sporadic and limited. Most of the items that you look at have some sort of like a timer or a countdown or a product limitation on it. It's like limited run type stuff. So yeah, those were just a couple parts of my experience in trying to get all these items together for this video. Again, you do generally get lower prices, but if you guys want to find out more about TEMU at all, I would highly encourage you to go online and do some research as you would with any other company that you're going to spend your money with first. That way you know who you're spending your money with. Always a good practice. So let's start off with the first item and the most important item, the pedal board. This is a metal, I believe it's aluminum pedal board with obviously a thin canvas style carry bag. Let's open this sucker up. It's strapped in for safety. So this is the actual pedal board, and I believe that this was like 38 bucks or something like that with the bag. It was really cheap. And if you've ever shopped for a pedal board, you know that, especially if you're going with more name brand stuff, they are super pricey. Like a similar board like this from a name brand that came with a bag, you're looking at $150 to $200. So the fact that this is like 40 some dollars, it actually gives a real life option for somebody who is on an extreme budget to build a pedal board. This bag also does have a front pocket, which for me is always important because I like to throw my cables in there. So that's our first item. Second item, we needed a power supply, and we got two for some reason. They actually told me to pick out a couple of backup items just in case the items for the order went out of stock before they were able to place the order. So here we've got a power supply that has 10 isolated power outputs and is capable of 12 and 18 volt operation if you need it. And then here we have a K-line juice box. Basically the same exact thing, 10 outputs, isolated. Both of them were right around $40. This is probably the power supply we'll actually use for the video. Next up, we have an unnamed, what the hell is happening? Oh, the sticker's still on it. Wireless guitar system. So not only do we have a little pedal board that we're gonna put together, but we do have a wireless unit. So if we're playing live, we're not tethered to the earth by cables. We're free as a bird to fly off into our adoring crowd of 5 to 7 people who are all in the other bands that are playing. Priceless. Moving on to our first pedal, we have a noise gate. It's this little Rowan one, and this is an item that you can find on Amazon. I'm pretty sure I bought my first one of these like 4 years ago or something. This is a pretty popular one, and it definitely does the job. Pedal number 2, we've got another offering from K-Line, and this is the Big Orange Overdrive. This is essentially a BB preamp clone, which is a really, really good overdrive, especially for the high gain thing. And I already know that this pedal actually sounds really good. So when I saw this pop up as an option for the overdrive, it was easy for me to choose it. I just spill everything everywhere. The Big Orange. Those are actually the only two pedals. I actually had put another EQ in the basket as one of my items that I wanted, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they were able to secure that one for me before it sold out. So that's our pedal board. Because cheap tuner pedals, in my experience, have been absolute garbage. I've tried to find one that has actually been decent over the years. No such luck since. We just got ourselves a little clip-on tuny boy. And I think that this was literally like $4 or something like that. So on top of the pedal board stuff, I actually, with my $200 budget, was able to secure some accessories. We've got a couple of guitar straps here. We've got a purple one, which purple is my favorite color. These have a little like plastic locking mechanism on these. So I'm actually kind of curious to see like how well this works. And then here we've got a like plastic snakeskin thing. I honestly chose like the ugliest one I could find. And I think that this was like $6 and the purple one was like $4, like insanely cheap. And to go with our straps, I got some strap locks. And again, these were like stupid cheap, like much cheaper than you can buy them for on Amazon, and they're already cheap on Amazon. I think that these were like $2 or $3 or something like that. So not gonna put them on one of my expensive guitars, that's for sure. All right, so rounding everything else out, I wanted to make sure that I hit that $200 limit and got my money's worth. So I got what every pedal board needs, a sunset lamp. And then finally, I actually made this order during the holiday season, and of course I'm behind like always, but I got myself a nice little festive LED projection light, and we're gonna use it anyways. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna slap this pedal board together, I'm gonna charge up that wireless unit, I'm gonna install our strap locks and check out this strap. I'm gonna install these strap locks and we're gonna put those on the PP strap, and then we're gonna put our PP strap on, and we're gonna see how all this stuff works. Let's go! All right guys, so the pedal board is complete. The gang is all here. We have all of our devices currently hooked up, including our festive holiday light thing, as you guys can clearly see. looks amazing. And off to my right, our sunset lamp, which is currently in the process of blinding me. So the first thing I want to show you before we get into the pedal board, this is PP strap number 1, and it has these plastic ends that have little clips or basically little slots in them. So in order to put this strap on and lock it onto the guitar, basically you've got your strap button here, and then all you do is you basically pull it onto the strap or onto the strap button, and it's on. Super simple, and honestly it locks on pretty tight. So considering this strap was something like $4. Now, if you like to play your guitar like a new metal idiot or you're a bigger person, this strap might not be quite long enough for you, but honestly, at its full length, it's about perfect for me where I play. And I am 5'10", average height, or at least I tell myself that. And on this particular Explorer style guitar, it works just fine. I don't know why I keep looking at this camera because my head is clearly cut off. So that is guitar and strap number 1. Let's go over to our guitar with strap locks on it, and let's plug in our wireless transmitter. All right guys, so I installed these strap locks on the super sick snakeskin strap, and I put that on my PRS guitar, as you guys can see here. I mean, they seem fine. They don't seem like they're gonna fall apart. They're basically your traditional strap lock, and if we want to take it off, you just pull up, it comes right off. Pull up, it slides right back on, and they seem fine. Whether they will stand the test of time, it's a mystery of the universe. But if something does happen, I'll let you guys know down the line. So real quick, let's test out our headstock clip tuner, because I actually haven't played this yet or tried to use it. Okay, oh, it's got different like colored LEDs on here, so let's tune the guitar. I'm always a little bit weary of tuners that don't kind of like jump around as you're tuning a little bit. When it just kind of immediately locks on and says you're in tune almost right away, feels a little bit sketchy. We tune everything according to this, we should be in tune. All right, so it actually does seem like the guitar is pretty well in tune. So clip-on tuner actually works. And again, I think it was like $4 or $6, something like that. It was very cheap. All right, real quick, let's move on to the pedal board. As you guys can see, this was literally the only pedal board in my price range that I could find on the site. So it is hilariously large for the current assortment of pedals that we are attempting to use, but that's okay. It just gives us room to expand in the future. Absolutely nobody is going to laugh at you if you bring a pedal board this barren to a local gig. So up first, what I actually ended up doing, I grabbed my 10-band EQ that was provided to me for a video by Sonic Cake a while ago, because these EQs are like 44 bucks most of the time, and it's very close in price, and it's got the exact same features as the EQ that I had originally requested. So we're just gonna sub it in, that way you guys can get an idea of the original pedal board that I had in mind. So our EQ is feeding the big orange, our K-line overdrive, and then that is going into our Rowan noise gate. And as I said, we have our transmitters here. I charged them up a little bit before we plugged them in. They seem to be working just fine. So yeah, let's test this bad boy out. All right guys, so our receiver is on and it is working. I forget how much we paid for these, but don't buy them. I'll show you, they are working, they're working fine. I'm transmitting the signal. There's no perceivable input delay or anything like that, but it is like rounding off all of my top end. And I checked the manual to make sure that I had it plugged in correctly and set correctly, and I do. It just does not sound good. Let's hear how things sound, and then I'll turn on the pedals one by one. The noise gate is already on. So as you can see on my 5150, the gain is almost at noon, which typically is very, very saturated. These transmitters just seem to be sucking a lot of my output signal out, and they also seem to be rounding off a lot of the high-end frequencies. So on top of that clicking noise, I can honestly say they don't seem to be the greatest. But let's go ahead. I kind of compensated for that a little bit with our EQ pedal. Yeah, it sounds like we're on the neck pickup, and I can assure you, we are not on the neck pickup. Yeah, let's kick on our orange overdrive. All right, so now that all of our pedals are in the signal and the circuit is completed, it's actually pretty quiet with that noise gate going. It's gating pretty well. We're fairly loud in the room, so let's just sub in a regular cable for these transmitters and see if that alters the sound as much as I think it's going to. All right, guys, we're going straight in now with a regular cable. There's all of our top end, so let's go ahead. Let's change out the way that we have this dialed in. All right, so as you can see, going in, getting rid of those transmitters, these pedals actually sound great. We've got a very usable pedal board. We've got usable straps with strap locks, and we have a usable clip-on tuner. We've got some festive cheer. We've got some ambient lighting. Man, we just got it all. So that has been my experience shopping with TEMU. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. And of course, as always, I wanna hear from you. What did you think about the pedal board that I was able to build for under $200 and the items that I received? Do you think it is a good deal or not so much? And if you guys have shopped with TEMU in the past, let me know your experiences down below in the comments. I'm actually really curious to see what you guys have to say. And if you'd like me to do more TEMU related guitar content, leave that in the comments below as well so I know whether or not to consider it. And again, if you do plan on checking out TEMU or shopping with them, make sure to use that coupon code that they provided for you guys. And if you want to pick up anything that I used in this video, check the links down in the description below. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Kyle here again. We'll see you next time.
You know what this wall is missing? Another amp. There we go.